Nathan Harwell, and they have B&B Hosting. Is it B&B Hosting Company or just
It's B&B Hosting.
B&B Hosting, which is a management for Airbnb here in Abilene, Texas?
Yeah.
That is correct.
How many properties do you manage?
Right now, 28 listings.
Yeah.
We've got about 8 more that are in the process of
They just have to
getting their
get
stuff
ready.
ready.
They just have to get their stuff ready, and we get them up. We build the listings and help them get their properties set up. So yeah, we have, like Nathan said, about 8 in the pipeline.
So if
How
someone's,
many are your personal ones?
So
Well, this one,
yes,
and
this
then we
one-
have another. Our first two originals are this one, and then one out on Highway 36, right across from the airport. And then and we recently partnered in the Sales Ranch houses, and so that's 5 more, 8 more listings, and then we're in the process of taking over in a creative financing,
Yeah.
purchase another house here.
Oh, wow.
So
and it's in the old Elmwood area. It's a really neat
yeah,
property, but it's got to be redecorated and supplied. But it's going to be a really neat property. It has Elm Creek running behind it, and so does this property too. So it's really neat.
so how'd you get started in the Airbnb?
Well, this was our first one, and in 21, when the market was really good, we decided to put our house up for sale, and it sold the moment it went on the market that morning.
Oh, wow. Very quick.
Yeah, very quickly, and we were like, oh wow, okay. So he was researching Airbnbs and what it was doing, and you want to talk a little bit about that? You were he's the brains behind that.
well, I was determined. For 20 years, I had put off doing any real estate investing, and I always wanted to, listen to Robert Kiyosaki when I was a kid, and I always thought, well, you got to be ready before you do anything. And so, finally, with enough frustration and business and all those kinds of things, I was like, okay, you don't have to be ready. We got to be ready. we want to be ready to retire in 10 years, not ready to finally do something. And so, I remember, there was a group of guys online that I was talking to, and they were all frustrated, and it was like, well, and I was like, well, I'm just going to do it. And so we were the only ones that did anything. And then during that, as part of that research, I was listening to tons of Bigger Pockets and other short-term rental. I started kind of, veering to the short-term rental side. And we came across the Vacation Rental Revolution podcast, and so I was either going to join a group for Bigger Pockets or join the Vodacy Vacation Rental specific investment group. We went the Vodacy direction, and boy, we're extremely glad that we did, because that their process is magnificent. The resources and the are tremendous, and they if you want to be able to make a short-term rental investment, because it's a big investment if you want to do it right. Most people think, okay, I'm just going to have a house, I'm going to put some nice furniture in there, and we're good to go. But there are secrets that work, but they cost. It's expensive to, this house, we bought it and we put, over 6 figures into it after getting everything ready to tell the right story, to specifically target the audience that we wanted to target and bring into the house. And so, man, the Vodacy process really helped us zero in on that. And there's so many more resources today, but that's been invaluable. And we actually, as a part of our company, because we are members of that group, have some exclusive, things that we can offer the homeowners that that we were, whose homes we manage, we can offer some of those things that, are really kind of proprietary things, but
And
they
it
allow
just
us to
kinda
do that.
sets us apart from other just short-term rental properties.
So have a lot of the owners of other Airbnbs sought you out saying, "Hey, we need help."
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
We've really messed up here. We don't know
Well,
what we're
or they're
doing."
just uncertain.
Or they're
They're just uncertain. They just don't know, and that's how we kind of came about buying B&B hosting. It kind of we got brought that, like, they came to us and they said, "Do you want to buy this? Like, I know like what y'all are doing with your properties, and we kind of want to step back from it because it exploded."
Oh, wow.
Like, they started out with just like 7 or 8, and then it went to 24, like within
Very quickly.
very quickly. And
There's a need for.
there is a need, and that really shocks people being in Abilene. But now that we've seen, behind the scenes of what goes on really in Abilene, like, we all live here all of our lives, and we're like, really? That goes on in Abilene? Like, they bring this to Abilene? Like, yeah, the Youth National Bull Riding Finals, national, not, state, but national. So many things come to Abilene throughout the year, and everybody always asks me, what do people come to Abilene for? And I said, you would be really surprised.
There's a lot. Like, every weekend there is something going on in Abilene.
Every weekend.
Everybody thinks it's boring, but
No, and then I find out, I'm like, oh, what are y'all coming for? And I'm like, oh, did you know this was happening this weekend? And so it's really neat. I mean, Abilene does have a lot to offer, and I think it's just going to continue to evolve.
Right.
And when Nathan started researching it, at the time, Abilene was an A+ market.
okay.
Well, you
According
look at
to
some
Airbnb.
big vacation places, say like San Diego or Orlando, and they were in the B's.
Oh,
Or C's.
Or C's,
Yeah.
because
Really?
they're more seasonal.
And the investability is, properties are
stakes are
very high,
higher.
regulations are high, different things like that. And Abilene, is, it's just a good, solid market, and it always has been.
and steady,
Yeah.
believe it or not.
Well, even in real estate, it's pretty steady most of the time.
Mhm.
I mean, it's compared to other market areas.
Yeah, even the surrounding areas,
Yeah.
the little metropolitan area that we have.
And that's what I was going to ask too. Do you see a need, or do you have properties outside of Abilene, like Baird or Clyde or Tuscola? Do you see a need for Airbnbs there as well?
Yeah, we have received some. We just started managing one on top of Steamboat Mountain that is gorgeous, and it's a hit already. But people like to be out a little ways,
Yeah.
and there's so many wedding venues out there,
Mhm.
and it's bringing a lot of people that aren't just local, but people from around the state and even other states. They graduated college here or something, and then they want to come back and get married here because it's where they met. Well, then all their family from East Coast and West Coast, they come to Abilene, for the
Right.
wedding, and then it's like,
Maybe a
okay.
big house or.
And so we have another one outside of town around Denton Valley.
Mhm.
Another one that's about to pop up in Buffalo Gap that's new.
One
And-
near Hamby,
Yep,
Oh, wow.
one near Hamby, and
one on Lake Fort Phantom.
And that
So-
area is about to
Then that-
explode too.
yes,
So
yes, and that's what we talked to these new owners about. We were like, you might want to buy this now because 5 to 10 years, this is going to be a really good area with all the advancements.
We
that
try
are-
not to give too much investment advice.
No, yeah, we don't. No, we do not give investment. Do not come to me for investment advice. He will
But
say,
our
"Do not
group
go to her."
is great for that, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
We probably went through 100 properties, looked at
Told you we
stuff
went
all
through a
over the
lot.
state, and ran numbers on all of them before we
Mhm.
actually
There's
bought this one, and it's been great. This house is the number 2 house revenue producing property in the whole Abilene market, and it is. We don't count the venues. The one that sleeps 55 people out
Yeah.
there. It's a wedding
Oh,
venue.
wow.
And
Yeah.
those kind of, there's 4 of those. Those aside, number 2 revenue producing property in Abilene, and our 3-bedroom is the number 1 3-bedroom revenue producing. Where we really excel, and her heart is why I married her, is she's amazing. And but we align in our desire to really touch people on the hospitality side. I mean, you know, lots of people leave notes. People do this little thing or that little thing. Something that, I mean, it's, I don't know. We're very, very good. Not to pat our backs, but because we care about the people that are coming, and we try to get to know them to the extent that we can before they ever get here, so that when they're here, when they walk through that door, they're greeted with a stay that is for them, not just for anybody that checks in, but for them.
It's not just a house with 4 walls with some beds to lay your head down on a pillow. They walk in and they are immediately going to feel comforted. They're going to feel like they're at home, you know, regardless of why they're here. We get a lot of families that come to celebrate a memorial. And so we make that really special for them and do different things for them. And they call us or send us a message like the moment they walked in the door, and they're just like, oh my gosh, like you brought us to tears with your message and the special touches you put on the house. And so it's, you know, that's the part that brings us the most joy in doing it, you know. So we go beyond
And that starts with the booking in, where they go in and you ask them, you know, like why they're staying. We kind of talked about this earlier.
Yes.
And
we have specific booking software that we use, and we find out why they're coming, what they're, you know, if they're celebrating something special, if there's some things that we can do to make their stay more special, or, you know, do some extra stuff for them. And, you know, they share with us, and we get to, you know, find out a little bit about them and their stay. And
I think everybody likes being catered to.
well, yeah.
You know, and made, you know, feel special.
Right.
And we always travel. We are a large family, so we're a family of 9. We have 7 kiddos together. And then we would always travel with another family with boys as well. And so we had a crew with us when we would, you know, the past, 6-7 years, and we would rent Airbnbs or VRBO, whatever you want to call
Short-term rentals.
Short-term rentals. Gotta use the right
Airbnb.
verbiage. Short-term rentals. And so, you know, we looked for really good large gathering places that had really cool outdoor spaces, you know, a kids area, or, you know, that had activities for the kids to engage in. And so that is, you know, what we really set this property up for, you know, a family and friends experience. And like Nathan was saying, you know, we go above and beyond, and it's about the experience and the story
what
we're trying to tell.
platforms can someone book this one or some of the other
The
properties?
platforms, so we have a direct booking website,
Okay.
and it's bbhostingservices.com, and it has all of our properties on
Not
there.
all. It has 24.
24.
Yes.
Okay.
Some are midterm properties, and we try to keep those a little bit separate.
Okay.
But
And then Airbnb, VRBO, and B&B Finder. Is that right?
yep, that's right.
So B&B Finder is a new platform, and they're awesome.
Okay.
And so we got in on that. We went to a conference in October in Phoenix, the Vacation Rental Management Association conference, and we learned a lot about this market and this industry, and it's really cool. And we, like I said, we just learned so much, and we just want to keep bringing more to this area and in this industry. Like, it's not slowing down. It's going at a very fast pace.
And you think there's still more growth for a short-term rental in our
Absolutely.
area?
Absolutely. What were the numbers when we started looking? How many were in Abilene? And we started
There were
in
300 and something in 2021. Now there's
2021.
670
Oh,
something.
wow.
So it's doubled.
That's pretty good number there.
Yeah, from 21 to 24.
Yeah, a 3-year.
And you know we believe that we want to impact the lives of any guests that come in. I mean, I realize they're just coming to, in many people's minds, they're just coming to stay at a house, and you want to have nice furniture and all that kind of stuff. But that's not why we do this. We do this because we really want to make a difference. And this is a way to, I mean, people come to this house, to any of the properties, at a time that is meaningful to them in one way or another. And we want to make that, we want to be a part of that in every way that we can. And no matter what the price point of the house is, all the houses, all the properties that we manage, you know, they have to be nice. You know, they have to be, you know, not necessarily like this, but it has to be, you know, safe and comfortable and all those things. But that's not really what it's about. We feel like at any price point, whatever price point a guest can afford, we want to make sure that stay, when they walk in, is about them and they are impacted. And the more lives that we can impact, that will determine the success of what we do.
It's building relationships
Yep.
and keeping that.
And putting more into others
Right.
than ourselves.
So do you think, because of the Airbnb industry kind of offering that, is why people are moving towards Airbnbs and going away from hotels?
And things. Yes.
Because they want that.
And especially people that in larger groups that want to all be together. Like I was telling y'all before, we have a lot of families come for weddings, memorial services, family gatherings. So Abilene is really a central meeting location in Texas, we've learned. I mean, we've kind of always known that, how we're located in Texas, but so if you've got family members spread out all over Texas, and say, you know, parents live in the Metroplex, they've got a kid that goes to school in Lubbock, and they've got a kid that goes in, you know, down south somewhere, and then they've got more family up in Lubbock. We have so many returning customers just over the past couple of years. You know, this is a family gathering place and meeting place, you know, for the holidays or for, you know, during the summer or at spring break or whatever. So,
and really the short-term rental industry is what has opened that up.
Yeah.
Because, you know, yes, a bunch of families could come and gather at home too.
Yeah.
But that's
but
not
then you're
the
getting
same.
like 8 hotel rooms and
Right, it's way more expensive.
Yes, and it's loud.
It's
It's
a
great.
family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids are running everywhere.
You can't have Thanksgiving dinner in the lobby.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so I think that the short-term rental industry has really impacted travel in ways that can be measured, yes,
Right.
but that most people don't think about. And I think that now we're to a place where, you know, Airbnb as a platform is really going to kind of be the Motel 6 of short-term rental platforms. They really try to force, really honestly, poor business practices on property owners. And, you know, they want us to clean this house for $80. You can't clean this house for $80. I mean, it can't be done. You know, it's been a challenge to get it cleaned for $200.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we lose money on our cleaning and on this house, and we charge $250 because we're charged $265. Then we have to do laundry and all that kind of stuff on top of it. So,
plus mowing and
plus mowing and all those things.
Then your upkeep
and Airbnb wants to. So I think what you're going to see is, I mean, we're not leaving the Airbnb platform. They own the guests right now. I mean, that's just how it is. But I think you will see over the next 5 years a migration to the boutique platforms like bbhostingservices.com, because we are going into other markets in 2025. but I think you're going to see a migration to these boutique platforms for people that really want to have a stay. You know, go to a place where they're going to get that hospitality and get the not just, you know, IKEA and, you know, Lysol. So.
Well, I've talked to Christy about this, putting your website on my daughter's wedding invitation. That way people that are coming in, because we have people coming in from California, from the Metroplex, Lubbock, all over to stay. And yeah, I know there's several groups of friends and family. And I was like, hey, I'm going to do that. I'm going to put Christy's.
Yeah. And the great thing about the Sales Ranch properties, like when there's multiple families and then with several people and all the families, you know, all those properties, or most of them, are like in a close vicinity, like a street over.
Right.
And so it's really neat, you know, when families can all like kind of gather there, and you're like crossing they're crossing the alleys and going over to this house, you know, for dinner one night. And, you know, it's just really neat to see the families, you know, gather and get to enjoy that time and have that time together. So, but we've loved it. It's been a fun industry. We've learned a lot. It's definitely gotten us out of our comfort zone. I told Kayla, if you would have asked me 3 years ago if I would be doing this, I'd have been like, no, you're crazy. I already have a full-time job. So we were actually wanting, it's a really funny story, and we just say, you know, God really does have a sense of humor, and he knew our plan. This was something that we wanted to move into after I retired. Well, I'm not retired yet. That's about 2.5 years away. And so, like I said, this opportunity got laid in our lap this summer, and we were like, okay.
Change of plan.
We've got to do this. Like, this is, you know, we've been blessed with this, and so we want to bless others. And like I said, it's been really fun, and the industry's been fun to learn about. You know, it's been something totally different than what we've used. You know, he's been in sales and energy solutions and businesses, and I'm in the transportation traffic safety industry, so this is like polar opposite of what we've done for the past 20 years.
Well, in both of those industries we serve people.
Yes,
and
we
that's
still serve
really
people.
the heart of, I mean, that's what this is all about. And you know, an extension of that is too, and they don't know this, and I don't know when this is going to air, but they may know it by the time this airs. But I'm going to get with the Visitors Bureau and try to get with the downtown business, you know, get a group of downtown businesses, and we want, you know, because we put out this stuff, you know, the little downtown brochures and all that kind of stuff, but we want to do more to get people through the door in downtown Abilene, because it has a lot to offer.
And it's growing.
Oh my gosh.
Like crazy.
Yes.
And so, you know, I mean, there's one local business that, you know, they provide, well, Primetime, I guess I can say it, Primetime provides gift cards for families that stay, and they, you know, we just leave them behind, and they have a little deal, and, you know, and the gift card could be anywhere from, I think it's $15 to $30 or something like that, or 10 to 30 or something. Right. You know, it's a different amount. And so it's kind of fun to go and find out how much you got.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
They just have us a stack. And
cool.
So then, you know, that's secure for the family. We also leave them the little maps to the storybook adventure scavenger hunt downtown. Yeah. And it's worked well, you know, for Primetime. It's gotten people through the door, you know, and so we want to do something with the downtown area to get people to, you know, guests to Abilene to go through the, you know, oh, this is great, we found out about it, but let's get them in there.
Yes.
Right. You know, and
that's,
so,
you know, because we're all about local and getting, you know, the people that are visiting Abilene, we want to get them into the other areas that make Abilene so great. And there's so much downtown and, you know, in the area where it's growing, as y'all know. And so we want to just get them in those stores and help those other businesses too. So that's
and then
another fun
duplicate that in other markets.
thing. Yeah.
Because local is what I mean. You know, the local part. This has to be local, in my opinion. And you have some national property management companies, but again, they're the Motel 6, you know, of the industry, and that just doesn't. I don't know. We have a real heart for the industry, and we want to see.
Yeah, we've had people in other
think it
states
can be awesome.
reach out
Even
and we're
better.
like, wait, we gotta get Abilene down.
Well, you can see that you both have a passion for it, and
Yeah.
your heart's really in it. And I'm super excited for both of you.
It's
and proud of
exciting.
y'all. Like,
It's
I'm just
exciting.
amazed and
You know, the
blown
kids
away.
get out of the house and I'm like, okay, we gotta, all
Yeah.
the kids are out of the house. And so I guess we needed something to do
I
because,
said,
you know,
here
we
you
just,
go.
yeah.
What
here
can
you
we
go.
do to be super busy and super tired again?
Yeah, super. Oh, I'm like, man, I feel like we just went to 4 basketball games and 2 track meets, and you know, we decorated
Yes.
4 houses over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas.
And another one to do
Yep, that's where we're
tonight.
going after this. So,
But it's the last one, thank goodness.
yeah, so it's really fun, and like I said, it's something that we can do together, and we have a lot of fun, and you know, we ping ideas off of each other, and you know, we kind of feed off each other, and he's the brains of the whole business side and the operations and the numbers and
We're hiring an implementer. That person that's the details person. I'm the vision guy. I'll get out there and the key relationships and all that kind of stuff. I need somebody. Anyways.
yeah. So like I said, we're
I need that
learning
in me.
something about this industry every day, and so that's another fun part of it.
Ever evolving.
It is ever evolving, yes.
Kind of sound like us, but in a different way.
Yeah, just kind of in a different capacity. So that's about it.
Yeah.
Y'all have any other questions?
I don't think so. I think you covered everything.
We'll go around so you can take a look at this one.
Yeah.
It's Sleep 16.
Yes, this one's Sleep 16.
Don't forget to check out their multiple platforms that you can book on.
bbhostingservices.com, and we're also on Facebook under B&B
Oh, yes.
Hosting and Instagram.
Mhm.
There you go.
Let's go like, follow, and share.
Yes,
Yeah.
like, follow, and share. Yeah.
And
One
comment.
of these days,
Comment.
And
TikTok.
comment, please. Yes.
Have a very Merry Christmas and all the other stuff in between.
Yes. Merry Christmas. Thank y'all for having
Yes,
us.
thank you very
You're
much.
welcome.
Yes.